By the good.
The first thing you notice as the two doppelganger lookalikes, these Rougarou creatures, come tearing around the corner, is that you couldn't notice it as much before out in the open air, but there's this stench about them of rot, of death, of rancid meat and old oil that just hits you like a fist as they leap off of this cistern wall towards you, falling, streaking through the air. Inhuman howl cries escaping their lips. I'm gonna need everybody to make me a con save as they close the gap between you and get into melee distance.
All right, off to a good start. 20 plus, what's my con? 23.
Okay, 23, 19, 12, 15. Okay, so Malcolm only. You're the only one that fails, actually, this check. As the smell just kind of hits you, like a wave just crashing over you, you actually retch on the ground. Just the smell overwhelming you. You, on your next turn, on your first turn of combat, are going to have disadvantage on all attacks that you make. And let's go ahead and roll initiative. Okay, so at the very top, we've got Eddie with a 20, followed shortly behind by Jack with a 19, followed by an 18 from the August Rougarou.
August holds out a fully loaded hunting rifle to whoever wants to grab it or act first with silver bullets.
We've got 16 Malcolm. We've got 14 Hanu. We've got 12 Malcolm Rougarou. Wait, August, what's your initiative? I mean, what's your a dexterity bonus? Because you might actually go before them. It's a what?
4. 4.
Plus 4?
Plus
okay,
4.
Yeah, you're actually going to go before the Malcolm Rougarou then. Okay. All right. And that should be it. Okay. Here's an initiative posted up. Okay. Eddie, you're first.
Don't waste your bullets. Silver and fire only, he says as he raises his rifle, his revolver, preloaded with silver bullets, and fires at, would one of them be closer to either him or about to leap on someone? Or both sort of?
Yeah, so one of them is like, so where would you have been standing when this whole thing went down? Did you go over to the chest to look with August?
Yeah, he was looking through the journal, I think, with August, so near there.
Okay, so yeah, you'd be about 10 feet away from them then. As they kind of leap down in, they'd be right next to Malcolm, Ahanu, and Jack. They're basically right on top of those three.
Oh, both of them are? Okay, yeah. So he'll fire at, let's say, the August Rougarou with a silver bullet, and that is a 12 to hit.
12 is going to miss. With a, like, it almost seems like it reacts kind of just upon instinct. You see it duck and kind of like roll across the ground. Its outer layer, this fake body it's wearing, essentially kind of getting in the muck and getting dirty, but it doesn't seem to bother it as it kind of rolls and comes back up to its feet.
And then, he'll have to reload, won't he? So I think that's his bonus action to reload.
Okay, yeah, you quickly pop out the cylinder, throwing the bullets onto the ground and start quickly loading as quickly as possible. And is that it for you?
Sorry, actually, he would still have, yeah, because it's like a 6-shooter, hey, so he doesn't have to reload until he's expended. All
Yeah,
six,
you have 6
that's right,
bullets.
yeah.
Okay, I thought you had.
Cool,
Okay.
sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, sorry, yeah. So he'll so he'll have 5 left. So instead, he'll use his cunning action to use bonus action to hide. I guess he'll sort of shoot and then sort of roll around and just try and get a vantage point.
Okay, go ahead and give me a stealth check.
Cool. That would be 6 on the die. So 9.
Yeah, you kind of like duck behind. There's like maybe this like kind of this central like area that he was like kind of brewing these potions and stuff in. You can like dive behind that, like thinking that you have probably gotten away. But as you look back over, you see that one of them has its eyes fixated on you and watched you do this whole thing. So you have not pulled anything over anyone's head, sir. Jack, your turn.
Jack is going to run up and try and, I guess, just try and knock out one of these things. He'll probably go after the same one that was just shot at, trying to like take advantage of the opening. So he goes after the August one. 21.
That'll hit.
Okay, so 21 hits for 10 damage. So like comes across, kind of hits into it. How does it feel like when I hit it? Does it feel like a normal human or?
No. So as your fist connects, you get that same feeling. You know, like really kind of greasy, oily hair. It feels like you're hitting that. It's like thick and matted and congealed almost. It feels like if you spill like some sort of like thick like Jello or something on like a shag rug. It's just thick, like gross. And as your fist kind of connects, you feel like this thick fur has kind of blocked the majority of your damage.
Okay. All right, that's all I'm going to do then for now.
Okay, so you're not stunning or anything. You're not going for the knockout. You're just hitting it.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good without that.
Okay. Yeah, your fist connects. You feel a solid impact, but it just seems to like bounce off of whatever thick fur, this nasty thick fur, is beneath its fake exterior. That means next up it's August, Rougarou. There's one that you just punched, the one you shot at, August, is kind of going to slowly turn and look at you. In all pretense of being normal humans, falls away as it kind of crouches down on its hands and feet, kind of like almost like a hunched type shape, like a gorilla more than like a wolf or anything. And it kind of is gonna rush towards you. You see that these fingers they kind of elongate as the illusion almost falls away as it reverts to its normal shape, turning into these black long claws, and is gonna scratch you and then try to bite you. That's a 16 to hit for the scratch. Did I hit you, Corey?
Yeah, that's just enough.
Okay. So the scratch is going to deal 5 points of damage, and I need you to make me a con save.
Or else I'll turn into one of them. 5.
You feel the grit kind of seep into your skin, and you are stunned. Ooh. For the until the end of your next turn.
Okay.
And I was going to try and bite you with advantage because you're stunned. And that's going to be a 25 to hit, so it's going to hit the bite too. That's going to be 9 points of damage on the bite.
All right, good stuff.
Yeah, it just kind of like you see it as his teeth, like his fingers have elongated now, and you see his teeth kind of start to turn into like nothing but canines. They sharpen and like kind of like they fold over the edges of his lips, almost like a boar's tusks. Like it can't be contained within this mouth, this smaller mouth that it's used to, and it just opens its mouth wide and bites down on your arm before pulling back, and you just watch as it just rips free. There's a small chunk of your bicep. And that'll be it for August, Rougarou. Malcolm, your turn.
Malcolm will see Jack get like torn into this thing. He'll know that in situations like this, numbers are vital, and he'll duck to the side, trying to find some sort of at least meager cover that he can like duck partially behind. an upturned desk or wall or something that he can lean out from. Before pointing the revolver like dangerously close to where Jack is, but knowing that he will not miss and hit his friend due to his training. And I'll bring the revolver up and let a shot ring out.
Remember, you do have disadvantage from the stench.
Yep. And I rolled, and even with disadvantage, it's an 18 to hit.
Woo! Okay, that hits. Yeah, go ahead, give me damage.
All right, so that is going to be 20 damage.
Holy
But as a reminder that I do not have silver bullets, so I'm guessing it'll be halved.
Yeah, no, it's halved. Luckily, your bullet rips into this thing. You see it disappear. The flesh doesn't break, but it yelps. This like wolf-ish like yelp, and you watch as like instead of like the skin splitting like it should, the bullet almost like sinks into it like rubber, and then finally breaks through, and this kind of like this thick black blood just kind of starts to dribble out and drip onto the ground. And they just wait. You shot the August one or the Malcolm one?
The August one, the one
Yeah.
that just hit Jack.
Okay,
So,
perfect.
yeah.
Yeah, it kind of like looks up and like searching around, and it sees you kind of back behind the cot that Jack had been lying on moments before. Okay, next up is Ahanu. Ahanu is kind of like he kind of backs away, moving. He'll take an attack of opportunity because he's getting out of melee distance with this thing, which in that once. So he kind of ducks nimbly out of the way for such a big man, such a big older gentleman. He kind of moves nimbly as he kind of rushes quickly over to this pot that he was cooking at. You see him kind of reach down beneath it. There's like these stone shelves, and he kind of like fumbles around inside of there, and he pulls out what looks like some desert grass and like a couple of these like small lilac-looking flowers. And he kind of crumbles them up in his hand, like kind of mushes them together until they're like a fine kind of like wet paste from his sweat. And he kind of reaches down and he kind of pulls some of it out and kind of paints something on the ground with this kind of like this mildly purplish like natural paint. And he starts to chant. And he is going to essentially use one of his shaman abilities. For the next 4 rounds of combat, everybody who he's decided, so all of you here with him, so him and you other 4, when you make an attack, a save, or a skill check, you'll get an additional D6 to add to your roll. So it's like a buffed bless, essentially. So as like the smell kind of like, you hear whispers start to sound around you, and you watch as kind of like a green haze kind of covers your vision, and for a moment you're able to see kind of between realms, like into the above and below and between. You see kind of spirits moving around you, and from the above, kind of spirits kind of reach out and start guiding your hand and helping you. So you have that effect on you for the next 4 rounds, and that'll be his turn. August.
All right. How many bullets are in a hunting rifle?
I believe a hunting rifle has 6, but let me hurry and make sure. I have it right here. Hunting rifle. So this is just the normal rifle. It is 5. Reload 5.
All right, cool. He is going to shoot the one that's on Jack.
Okay, go ahead.
He's holding out the hunting rifle, waiting for somebody to grab it as all hell breaks loose, and nobody does. Ah, hell! Guess I'll do it myself! And he'll take the first shot with D6. 18 without the D6.
18 will hit.
Okay. And then his second attack on that guy. The 26 without the D6. So
And that'll hit, yeah.
how much does a hunting rifle do?
Hunting rifle is 2d10 piercing. Yes, guns hurt, gentlemen, and people who are watching. They hurt very bad.
Yeah, it works both ways. First one. First one does 20 damage. Second one does even more. So 23 damage.
So you did how much and how much? 21 and 23?
20 and 23.
20 and 23. Woo! All on the one that's attacking Jack, right?
Yep, the one who just stunned him.
Okay. That hurts. You watch as the two bullets, they don't even like, it's not even like the elastic effect you saw before, where the bullet is kind of caught before finally piercing. It just rips through it. You watch as there's just this explosion of black blood that just shoots out of this. You hit it once in the chest and once in the leg, and it just sprays everywhere. Everybody within 5 feet of the Rougarou is going to take 3 points of poison damage as this thick, nasty black blood just sprays on your face, on your arms, and starts to sizzle and burn your skin. So I believe that is only Jack, and that's it. Jack's only one, so you take 3 points of poison.
Okay, so it's still alive?
It's still alive, barely, yeah. But it looks very hurt.
Okay, he's going to use grit to attack. How many times? He's going to fan the hammer and attack twice more as a bonus action.
Okay, cool.
So first one. Okay, so the first one's regular, and then the second one is -1 to hit. So
dude, I forgot about fan the hammer. That's so cool. I love it.
First one is a definite hit. 29 with the D6, and then the second one, 1 minus 12 is 18 with the D6.
So you're fanning the hammer twice. You're spending 3 grit.
I am using 2 grit, so I can attack with a bonus action, and then a second time as a bonus action.
Oh yeah, it's only 2 grit. Okay, cool. Okay, I mean, even with the -1 that you incur for doing that, you still hit with a 17. So you're gonna hit 2 times.
All right. First one does 7, 18, 19. Does that kill it?
Okay, he's barely standing. He's like on the verge of death.
All right. 9, 13.
And that'll finish him off. Yeah. How do you want to kill him?
I think this thing is like licking its chops at the thought of finishing off Jack. And as he's about to slash him, you hear August just like yelling and heckling him in the background, and a shot rings out, and then another, and then another. It just broadsides this guy 4 times, making him knock back. And the last one catches him in the head, and it flips backwards over one of the sofas in the living quarters we're in.
Yeah, you see it fall backwards and slam with a thud into the ground. Jack, you're going to take another 3 points of poison as more of this blood sprays over you. But it falls behind the couch, dead. And that's it for you, right? Okay. The Malcolm Rougarou is going to like look at its dead comrade and turn and look back at you, and it's going to just completely drop its form. You watch as its mouth essentially elongates into kind of like this like a wolfish snout. These long teeth kind of dripping out of its jaw. You watch as its body bulks up and becomes larger. Its fingers kind of extending into these long claws, and it is going to frenzy, and it's going to rush you and attack you 4 times.
All right. He drops the rifle and takes out his axe and mutters, "Come here, you mongrel!"
And that's a nat 20 on the first roll, dude. Oh boy. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I like to see.
That is 6 plus 3, 9, 18 points of damage. And let's go up to the crit table and see what it can do to give itself bonuses. 18 points. It is going to spend... It's going to spend 15 points to blind you for the next 3 rounds. As it reaches out, its claws extending, and it rakes you across the face. Your skin flays, and blood is just dripping into your eyes. It's all you can do to like stay standing. So you take 3 points of damage, but you are blinded for the next 3 rounds. Its next attack is incoming, and that is going to be a 21 to hit. And this is with its claws, so I need you to make me a con save.
Uh, 14.
That'll barely make it, just barely. You do not become stunned, but you take 9 points of damage. Third attack with its claws again. That's a 14. I think that misses you, right? Okay. 14 misses, and it's going to make a bite attack now. And that is a 25 to hit. And the bite is going to do 11 points of damage to you. So you took a total of 23, I believe. Okay, and you are blinded. Blood is just dripping down your face, and as you're kind of like trying to like back away from this thing, it just like rakes you across the chest once, rakes you across the chest the second time, and reaches out, and you feel the hot breath before it bites you and clamps down on your shoulder, just tearing free. You feel something pop. You feel warmth kind of rushing down your chest as you start to bleed profusely, and that'll be it for the Malcolm Rougarou. As it finishes its turn, Ahanu kind of stands up from behind this thing that he cast a spell, this thing he painted on the ground, and he yells to you, Eddie, "Burn it! Burn it!" Eddie, it's your turn.
And Eddie was sort of scrambling around trying to hide behind that couch at the end of his last turn, unsuccessfully.
So you're right next to the dead one? Because you said you're scrambling behind the couch, right? As you come around the edge of the couch, you see this thing lying on the ground. What's your passive perception?
Passive perception is 11.
11. You notice out of the corner of your eye, you watch as the skin on this thing begins to bubble and stitch back together.
Yeah, that's heart sinking in chest kind of moment for him, I think. As he was about to emerge and try again with the silver bullet, he sees that and hears Ahanu call for the use of fire, and he'd probably just get to his feet, and I suppose mechanically he wasn't off his feet, but yeah, he'll holster his pistol and have a look around to see if there's any fire already burning in there. Was there anything that's already lit?
You see that there's a light flame, more like charcoals, like cinders, kind of smoking beneath the pot that Ahanu was cooking at before. You know that there are Molotovs in the chest, but you'd have to go past the Rougarou to get to them. So it'd be an attack of opportunity. And that's all you see for now, unless somebody has like a tinderbox or something.
Yeah, which Eddie does. Okay, so maybe what he'd do then is wrench off a bit of wooden frame from like the couch, which I imagine has taken a bit of slashing and some feathers are coming out in that. So he'd maybe wrench off a bit of timber from that and use his tinderbox to try and light it up. Actually, does he have some oil as well? No, just the tinderbox. He's got 10 torches as well, if that's a thing in this world. That would probably...
I think torches are sure they say they're a thing, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, so that'd probably catch easier than the bit of the couch. Yeah, so yeah, he'll grab that out and spark that frantically. And yeah, let's say, I don't think he would come up and try and swing it at the thing. I think he'd probably try and throw it at it from a distance.
At the one that's on the ground?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was the August one, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
That we thought was dead? Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to say, just because it's like short notice, like you're pulling out a torch and trying to light it real quickly, let's do a survival check, but using your dexterity to light the torch.
Okay, cool. So that's a dirty 20.
Okay, yeah, the torch explodes into flame. You see that whoever made this torch was very ample with the kerosene they soaked the rags in for it. So it's blazing.
And with a quick breath of relief, then he'll. I suppose that was my action to do that. Hey, so he won't be able to whip it at the thing this turn.
I mean, you could walk up to it and just drop it on it. Like, that's just movement and
Oh,
dropping
because this one's
object.
on the ground. Yeah, to make the most of the turn, he'd do that, I suppose, since this one's still on the ground.
Okay, its body explodes into flame. It's like easy tinder, old dry wood, just... And you see, as it's like lying there, faking death, its eyes pop open, and it begins to scream in pain as its body catches fire.
Eddie looks down at it in disgust, with contempt, and as it burns, looks over toward the other one.
Yeah, the other one is just in its full form, and its head snaps back and looks, and you see anger in its eyes. You see your friend, August, his eyes are just like mutilated, just blood just dripping down his face. You see there's a huge gash in his shoulder and another rip across his chest, and he's just like wiping at his eyes, trying to see, completely at the mercy of this creature. Okay. Is that it for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so Jack's going to see that August is in trouble, and he's going to try and help the only way he knows how. As he just tries to punch at this thing, and it just gleans off of its body. He's unable to strike true.
Don't forget you got that D6 additional.
Oh, that's right. 11.
Okay, that does not hit. Yeah, that's still definitely a miss.
So he goes for it again. 11.
And yeah, okay.
In his stupid state, he's just unable to land on this thing as he kind of like falls back as he punches.
Yeah, your mind is sluggish. Your body feels like it's moving slower than it should. You can feel this filth and rot just kind of slipping through your veins.
I forgot. I even had to pass a con save to be able to do anything, which would be 10. So I'm still stunned.
Yeah, you're still stunned technically. Yeah, actually.
No,
so
this seems to happen to me a lot in these Tyler Hurst games.
You're trying to move towards it to attack it, and your body just won't respond. You see that these wounds, like as your eyes like frantically look about, you see that these wounds that it kind of ripped into your arm, they're black. Actually, you see the veins kind of blackening around them as it spreads through your body, and you are still stunned. You are possessed. Actually, you failed the con save.
Says he's spreading.
No. Okay. So you stand there. The August Rougarou is going to take damage at the beginning of his turn because he managed to regenerate a little bit because no one set him on fire immediately. He stands. He's burning horribly. He's still barely alive, though. And he is going to lunge at you, Eddie, and make 2 attacks on you. Actually, he's going to grapple you and set you on fire with him. So go ahead.
Yeah, he'll do that.
Give me a contested grapple.
Alrighty. This is an advantage. Sorry, this is with the plus D6, right?
Yep, plus the D6.
Ooh, alrighty.
The Rougarou out of 16. What'd you get?
21.
Oh, easy. Yeah, it tries to grab you. You feel its claws kind of digging into your skin, into your your duster, trying to pull you in close. But it's so weak. You see that it like has no energy left, and you're able to easily push it away. And it kind of just like stumbles back away from you, falling to the ground, burning horribly. This rotten burning. It smells like when you pour pee on a campfire. Just that horrible, nasty smell as it burns before you.
Yeah, Eddie's coughing and spluttering as he pats off maybe a little sort of flame that did start catching from the contact as this thing burns out.
Yeah, it's going to take more fire damage at the beginning of its next turn unless somebody like just shoots it and puts it out of its misery. But it'll probably die next turn. Malcolm.
Malcolm is taking no chances. Probably dying next turn is not good enough. And he's going to bring up the revolver with like a quick motion. echoing what August had done earlier. We'll just like smash at the hammer on his revolver and let out a couple rounds at the two of these things. So I'm going to use a grit point to fire 2 shots this round. And I will shoot 1 bullet at each.
Okay, sounds good.
And the first one is going to be a 23.
Oh, that hits. That kills it. The one on the ground is dead.
Yeah, the burning one.
I think it's literally impossible if you do not do enough damage.
Yeah, well, I did 16 half down to 8 damage.
Oh, yeah, it's dead.
And then just as quickly as the first shot hits the first one, there's another crack from the revolver as the bullet will fly towards the second one as well. The one that's flown into a fury and slashed at August so many times. And that one will be a lot. 23 as well.
Yeah, okay. So that's going to hit that one too. Go ahead and give me damage.
So that'll be 18 half down to 9 piercing.
Okay.
As another crash of the revolver.
Yeah, you just watch as the
We'll
bullet
strike
tries
this
to break the skin, and it just like it holds and like bends, and then finally gets through. Just a bit of black blood starts to leak out. August, you're standing in range, 5 feet. You're going to take some poison damage. That's 2 points. As just some of it sprays on you and starts to burn your skin, digging into it essentially. Anything else, Malcolm? Anything else? No? Okay. Ahanu is going to... Let's see. What is he going to do? Ahanu is going to... you see he kind of like reaches back. There's like a pouch kind of like almost sitting like a fanny pack on his back as he kind of like reaches out and like kind of reaches and fumbles around inside of it. And he pulls out like a handful. He pulls out like what looks like a rabbit's foot. And he takes this rabbit's foot and he kind of like waves it. You see him kind of like kind of cut his own palm and dip the rabbit's foot in it. And he kind of like moves it in the air before it like lights it on fire in the cinders and kind of moves through the air, the smoke kind of spreading through the room. And he's going to remove a status effect from Jack. You are no longer stunned as he removes the effect from you. And that'll be it for Ahanu. August.
I think at this point he'd just be swinging wildly or trying to grab onto it and grapple it so he can swing more effectively. Is grappling like a full action?
Yeah, grappling is like a full action.
Okay.
It's like making an attack.
Okay. He's gonna swing wildly at it with his hatchet, with his silver hatchet.
The old hatchet haymaker. Go ahead. You have disadvantage because you are blinded.
Yeah, I don't know. You got that D6 though. Alright, 6 plus. He doesn't get his little mark bonus there. D6. 6. So 19 on the first one.
Which miraculously hits.
With disadvantage. And then the second one, 4 plus 7, 11 plus 5. So 16 on the second one.
And 16 hits too. Go ahead and give me damage for both. And it's silvered, so you do full damage.
Hatchets are D6, right?
Yes, D6.
All right. First one, is it just strength or can it be strength?
It's
or
versatile, I believe, so strength or dex.
Okay. First one's 9. Second one is 8.
So 17 total. Okay, yeah, you managed to connect twice miraculously. You swinging wildly, you feel it cut through whatever, and it goes through like butter actually, since you're using a silver weapon. And it screams, and it's going to spray you with this blood, this poison, because you're within melee contact with it. And that's going to do 7 points of poison damage to you as more of this blood just sprays across you.
All right, he's going to second wind.
Okay.
Okay. Get 12 back.
Okay. Yeah, you're just watching as August's skin is like sizzling from this black blood that's kind of just spraying all across him. He's screaming in pain, and he starts like just throwing wild cuts and manages to connect twice.
I need some help over here.
Oh, dude, this thing is pissed at you now. Now it is the Malcolm Rougarou's turn that is in melee with you. It is going to frenzy again, since it is in its full form, and since its mate has died. That is going to be a 17 to hit on the first attack. Hits. Okay. That is going to be 7 points of damage. Still standing. Okay. Second attack. Has advantage. Blinded. 22 to hit. And it's with the claws, so con save.
What's my con save? Okay. Plus the d6. 12 plus 5. 17.
Okay, you do not get stunned. You take 9 more points.
Okay.
Still standing?
Yes.
Okay, one more claw.
He's looking real bad.
That's an 18 to hit.
It's.
Oh, wait, it has advantage too, so let's see if it nat 20s. Nope. Okay. That is going to be another con save for you. And you're going to take another 9 points.
Okay. What is this? 11 plus 5. 16.
Okay, you are not stunned. You take
9.
9 more points. You're down.
I said another 9.
Yeah.
I'm down to 3 slivers of life.
Okay, well, it's got its last attack, which is the bite. So here it comes. That is a 25 to hit. And so that's definitely going to hit you, dude.
Yeah, I think I'm down.
And that's 11 points. Yeah, you're down.
Yeah.
You just see it lay into August, just claw, bite. One just like across his abdomen, punching him over. The other one across his back, another across his back, and then it reaches down and bites him on the back of the neck like a pup, like if it was lifting its pup into the air, and just pulls free. And you see as it just rips, that his neck kind of like sprays just open, and it just drops him to the ground and lifts his neck back and up into the air as it turns back towards all of you in the room. Its claws dripping and his mouth just filled with blood as it snarls. Okay. And that'll be it for the Rougarou. Eddie.
Eddie had drawn his revolver again with 5 silver bullets still in the chambers, and was training it on this this creature as it was unleashing this onslaught on August, trying to find an opening to fire off a shot. And as he finishes the thing finishes the onslaught and howls, that's when Eddie pulls the trigger and fires this silver bullet at it, which strikes true with a 27 to hit.
Yeah, that definitely hits.
For 12 damage. Because that's got the sneak attack, right? Because he had advantage.
Yeah, because Jack's technically within melee with it.
That's what I thought. Yeah. So yeah, 12 damage with the silver.
Okay. Yeah. So, Jack, take 2 points of poison as it sprays you, and yeah, the bullet just rips into this thing's chest, just searing away at it. It's like shooting a hay bale. The bullet just disappears into it like it's nothing. Okay. Anything else from you, Eddie?
No, I think that'll be it.
Okay. That means it is Jack's turn.
17 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
All right. So Jack's just kind of let his punches fly, and so he throws them out there. First one's for 8 damage, so 4.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna use the point to try and make a con save for the knockout. DC 13.
Okay, DC 13 con save. And that would be a 8 plus. He got a 13. What's the save?
13.
Okay, so he makes the save. He's not stunned.
The second one hits 2. I'm going to use the same saves. 5, 6, 9 damage rounded down, so 4 again. And then I'm using the second point to try and get the save out.
To get him another stun him again.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a 19 on the die. That's a 24.
Well, there we go. I'm helping. As Jack's just like, ugh, ugh.
Yeah,
No
your
response.
body's still sluggish and weak, and you're just like trying to beat this thing, going for the knockout, and it just like it just keeps standing. Like this thing is sturdy.
Yeah, Jack just hits at it, like looks at his fist, confused. Just, ugh.
This usually works exactly. Yeah, you're just replaying the fight you had with Carson in your head when you kind of kept landing. You finally knocked him out, and you're hoping that you'll get it again, and this thing just takes the punches, and his head swivels a little bit, but it's like it just keeps looking directly at you, and it is pissed, and that'll be it. Is that it for you? Okay. Okay. It is now Malcolm's turn.
So Malcolm is going to see the silvered hatchet fall into the ground and see the torch there as well. And can't grab both, so he's gonna like grab the torch, seeing how much damage that it did to the previous one. And he'll grab the torch off the ground and just try to like drive the flaming, burning end of it into the back of this creature while it attacks the others.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you're gonna Aragorn it like it's a wraith, huh? Like what's one of the one of the ring wraiths? Go ahead.
Yeah. So I don't know what.
Maybe a melee attack with an improvised weapon to try and jam this wooden stake essentially into this thing's back.
That'll be a 17.
Which will hit. And go ahead and just do a D4 plus your strength damage, but it's gonna light it on fire, so it takes damage each turn now.
All right, that's only 3 bludgeoning damage, half down to 1.
Yeah.
But the bludgeoning of the torch is not the goal, so that's okay. It'll just like bring this torch and just like thrust it like it's a sword into the back of this creature, jamming it in, but also just like holding the torch there to ensure that the flame catches on this thing's back as it stands there.
Yeah, this thing's back just
drive it down.
explodes in flame. It just right up. Damn. Yeah, this thing explodes into flame. You see the back, just the flames start to lick up this thing's back, spreading over its shoulders and down its legs as it starts to howl in pain and scream. And it looks back at you angrily. Its gaze falling upon you, Malcolm. That it?
Yeah.
Okay. Ahanu is going to take his turn. He is going to... Let's see, what is he going to do? Let me hurry and check real quickly. Okay. So he's going to start muttering something, and you see him kind of reach down. He pulls out some of these cinders, these still burning cinders. They kind of start to like sizzle in his hand. And he kind of crushes them up in his fingers, so they're like his hand is blackened. He smears it all around and kind of like pulls it down over his face before closing his eyes and starting to chant. And when he opens his eyes are just pure white. And he is going to step forward, and he's going to smear one of these soot-stained hands over this thing's chest and all the way down into its belly. And it's going to have to make a save, a wisdom save. And it is going to fail. You watch as its body locks into place. You see these spirits from the above kind of start like swarming it and grabbing onto his arms and his legs and holding it in place as he stuns it. It is stunned until the end of its next turn. So all attacks made against it have advantage. August, death save.
14.
You're good. Malcolm Rougarou, it loses its turn because it is stunned. And now it is no longer stunned at the end of its turn, but it lost its turn. Eddie.
All right. Yeah, still training the revolver on him. On this thing, he's going to fire off another silver bullet. Does he have advantage from flanking at the moment? If not, who?
Yes,
Oh,
you
you're
do.
muted. Okay, perfect. Let's do it. Alrighty. 13. And we still got 1 or 2 more rounds of the blessed equivalent, right?
You still have one more round. This is the last round. No, wait, one more round after this, actually. Sorry.
Yeah, cool. So that's a 19 to hit.
Hits.
And sneak attack damage, that will be 10 with the silver.
Okay. The bullet, you see as it shakes off the stupor that Ahanu has placed on it, the bullet rips into its shoulder, just cutting through it again. Just ripping straight through easily, like a rock through paper. And it's kind of like it just starts to bleed profusely. There are 3 people around him. So Malcolm, Jack, and Ahanu are each going to take 4 points of poison damage as this blood sprays. Okay. Anything else from you, Eddie?
That'll be it. He's still just holding the revolver out, trained on this thing. Just trying to finish it off collectively.
Yeah. You guys are all just like standing. Have you guys ever seen Shaun of the Living Dead? It's like the scene where they kill their first zombie and they all just kind of gather around and start beating it and then jump backwards and then jump back in once the zombie's like, it's like that. You guys are all just like beating this thing over the head. And that's it for Eddie, Jack.
I punch it. Critting. There we go.
Oh, you crit?
What does it do? Is it double?
You can
dice
spend a
plus
machismo
modifier?
to attempt a KO.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's right. Let's go for it.
And let it
Okay.
burn on the ground.
All right.
There's no way it works, but let's go for it.
I mean, it has +5 to its save, so Lee literally has to roll less than an 8. Okay. The gods of D&D are with you, because he rolled a 4.
All right.
How do you KO him?
So Jack's there, and he kind of like shakes his head to get back to his senses, and he takes his brass knuckles off, and he's like, "All right, this is it." Tightens his fist, and then takes a step back, and then like flying Superman punch. Just,
Yeah, you leap a bit as its like head comes down to look at you, and you snap its jaw back. You see it kind of take a step, take another wobbling step, and fall over onto the ground. And it is unconscious for now. I think I'm going to change this because I realized that I think it's going to repeat the save at the end of each consecutive turn, and whenever it takes damage, because that makes sense to me. So it is unconscious though for now. So any attacks made against it are. You have advantage, and if you hit, it's a crit. So it is unconscious. Anything else from you, Jack?
Nope, that's it.
Okay, Malcolm. You watch as this burly prize fight boxer just slams a fist into this underside of this Rougarou's chin, and it kind of just topples to the side. David and Goliath.
He's going to holster the revolver and reach down and grab the silvered hatchet that's on the ground. So he has the hatchet in his right hand and the torch in the left, and he's just going to try to bring up the hatchet down on this thing while it's unconscious.
Okay, attack at
and putting
advantage.
end to it. Even with advantage, it's still a 16.
That hits.
All right. So it's automatically a crit then.
Yeah, it's an auto crit.
And sorry, remind me your dice for crits.
So you roll the
another.
damage die, add your modifier, and double. So D6 plus your modifier, and then doubled.
Oh, damn. So it's going to be 16 silver hatchet damage then.
And do you want to do straight damage, or do you want to spend on the crit table?
It's already unconscious. I'll just deal the damage.
Okay, 16 points. Okay. It's going to repeat the save to see if it wakes up. It does not.
And then I'll take a bonus action to shove the torch down into it one more time too.
Okay, cool.
And that will be over 20, so enough.
Okay.
So that'll be 6 bludgeoning. No, 8, half down to 4 bludgeoning damage from the torch smash again, and then the whatever the fire will do as well on its next turn.
Okay, and save repeat. It fails again. It is still unconscious as it's burning. And is that it for you?
Yeah, that'll do it.
Okay. Ohanu, on his turn, is going to step away from the unconscious Rougarou and stabilize August. So he kind of kneels down over you, and he kind of like starts to like. You see him kind of reach into like a pouch, and he pulls. It's like this like finely like kind of like braided like horsehair, like thread essentially, and he kind of starts to like sew your wound shut. And he stabilizes you with his action, so you no longer have to make death saves. August is unconscious. Malcolm Rougarou. Fire damage beginning of his turn. 6 points. And see if he wakes up. And this time he does, the 22. You see its eyes kind of like blink open, and it kind of looks around, kind of dazed. You see that like one eye is kind of like moving correctly, the other one is kind of like lazily trying to follow. He pulls himself up to his feet with his movement and is going to, glancing about, kind of trying to make heads or tails of the situation. Remember that you kind of burned him, Malcolm, and is going to frenzy you and attack you 4 times. The first attack is a 23 to hit. Second attack is claw, 17 to hit. Third attack is claw, 21 to hit. And fourth attack is bite, 21 to hit. So I'm guessing I'll hit you?
Yeah, AC 16.
Okay, yeah. So he hits you with all 3. I'm gonna need you to make 2 con saves for the 2 what are they called? Attacks. Claws. Uh, 13, 17. Okay. So you succeed. The DC is 13 to succeed on these con saves. You are not stunned, but you're going to take a lot of damage. 9, 6, 15. So 15 total. Plus 7, 22. Plus an additional 11, 33 total.
I'm down.
Okay. It just unleashes on him, clawing, ripping, biting, and like takes him to the ground as it like keeps ripping him like limb from limb, essentially. Before standing, heaving heavily, you see that it is very, very hurt, on the verge of death, actually. But it is still standing, just barely. It's like heaving, and slowly turns and looks back at you, Jack. And that'll be it for its turn. Eddie.
As it turns and looks back at Jack, menacingly, heaving and clearly very badly wounded, Jack sees another spray of the black ichor come from it as another silver bullet from Eddie's gun strikes it with a 25 to hit.
That hits.
15 damage with the silver bullet.
Okay, the bullet slams into it. It staggers, kind of puts a hand against the wall, almost falls, and like slowly, like its eyes like blurring, kind of like looks back up, and it's still standing.
And did it take fire damage at the end of its last turn?
It does at the beginning of its turn. That's what woke it up.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, of course. Cool. Yep. And then he was still just in all this chaos. He's almost sort of in this calm sort of trance as he's just methodically like unleashing these silver bullets at it. Just die, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, it's like the scene on Saving Private Ryan. You're just like shooting, just like shouting out your scriptures and prayers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, it kind of like staggers against the next bullet and the other one hits it and it kind of is like stumbling forward towards you. Basically still just standing on sheer will. Alive though, barely. Is that it for you, Eddie?
Yeah.
Jack, it's your turn.
Jack's getting pretty fucking worn out. He's breathing pretty heavy too, and he's just gonna let him fly, trying to make this work. Do we still have the D6 this turn?
Yes, this round you still do. It's the last one.
Okay. So I've got like a 25 to hit and a 17 to hit. So I think those both make it.
Yep, both hit.
Okay. All right. First one. 3 damage total after being rounded.
How do you want to do this?
Oh, is that enough?
Have 3 points of health.
All right. So I imagine him just like kind of throwing a few punches, just, and missing them, and then kind of like putting a hand out like against it, and just like line up the shot, and then just right through there.
Like a drunken bar fight, you're trying to stay awake because your hand, like you got your hand on
literally
him.
Can't swing, so he's got to like put his other hand on it, so he can like, all right now, just knock it out, and then just falls over.
Yeah, it just kind of stumbles against the wall, its head lolling before it looks at you, and it kind of takes like a weak, half-hearted bite towards you, and then it falls to the ground, collapsing, its body smoldering. The smell of burning hair, of dirty burning hair, just filling the air. And it is dead. You guys are out of combat.
Jack will just be laying on the ground, exhausted.
Yeah, Ahanu kind of like, after dealing with August, is going to kind of hurry over to Malcolm and do the same procedure, stabilizing you, before kind of just like looking at the 2 Rougarou and just like shaking his head.
Through ringing ears from all of the gunshots in this relatively enclosed space, Eddie says, panting as he finally lowers his gun, "There's 2 more of these bastards out there somewhere."
Yes, there are. And at this point, they know that you know what they are. They could look like anybody now.
I know it. Thanks for the help, Laughing Man.
Yeah. He kind of looks over the 4 of you. You're in no fit state to go anywhere, friend. We gotta finish burning the bodies, though, completely. Nothing left. Just charcoal.
You got it. Sorry that we brought this business down to your doorstep. We appreciate your help. And I know, he says as he looks back to that chest and its contents, I know that you've seen some things before. So thank you. We won't stay a moment longer than we need.
Of course, but those gunshots will make quite the racket. You're gonna have to be careful going out of here. Don't be seen if you can avoid it. But I'll do what I can to get you in a fit state again. Help me move these onto the cots. And he kind of like moves over behind behind August, kind of like motions you over to pick up the legs so they can carry him over to like one of the sick cots.
Yeah, Eddie miraculously didn't suffer any injuries at all during that skirmish there. So he's he'll help with his wounded companions and with making sure the bodies of these things burn down and all that.
Yes, you carry your unconscious compatriots over to these cots, kind of setting them down. Mahanu starts to like take care of them, working on them. You kind of pull the Rougarous over into like a pile, kind of in one of the corners that doesn't have anything near it. Kind of douse them with oil and just like light them up. Make sure the bodies are just burning completely. There's a good steady fire going on over there. Over like the next like hour or two, August and Malcolm, you guys would wake up. August, you'd wake up to your face just like burning with pain. It feels like somebody's poured just like dry ice over it. It's burning and it feels like it's cold and hot at the same time. and you reach up and you feel that it's bandaged, but at the same time there are stitches in it. He's kind of stitched what he could back together. You have lost sight in your right eye, and only a very experienced medicine man might be able to help you with that. But you are now blind in your right eye from this thing tearing you across the face. As for you, Malcolm, you have suffered internal injuries. You will make attacks and strength checks at disadvantage until you get a surgeon to look at your wounds.
You just hear from the sick cut. Yep, this is about what I expected from hell. Dead, right? His eyes are closed. He doesn't see where he is.
Ahanu's kind of standing over next to the fire, standing next to you, actually, Eddie. Roll me a perception check.
16.
As these bodies are burning, on the one that managed to like completely transform itself into like the full version, you're looking down at it, looking at the body itself, and you see that there's like a tattoo of some kind. As the fur kind of burns away, you actually see there's like a normal body essentially beneath all of the fur, beneath the Rougarou exterior. And it slowly, as the hair burns away, becomes human-ish. You see that there's like a tattoo on this thing's arm. It looks like, you can't really distinguish what it looks like. It looks like a broken chain, like two chains with a broken link between it. But that's really all you can kind of pick out as the flames kind of lick up this thing's body.
Yeah, that would catch Eddie's eye just as August sort of comes to and makes that remark. And just as Eddie was about to respond to him, that catches his eye. So instead, he walks over there, leaving August hanging as he sort of comes to with his eyes closed, not necessarily knowing where he is and what's going on. But he goes over to sort of crouch down, I guess, and inspect more closely this tattoo. And this strangeness of it sort of seeming to burn down to a human-ish body again. And he looks over the other one as well to sort of see if there's any other strange identifying marks.
No, as the fur burns away on this one, you see that it's the body of a woman, but the flesh is like blackened and burning now. You can't really see. But you watch as you approach and you're looking at it, you see that like along the chest, the center of this thing's chest, of the male one with the tattoo. You watch as there's like these like a thick kind of like, it almost looks like steel, maybe not steel, but like a thicker cord that kind of snaps and breaks, and its chest like opens as if it looks like it had been stitched together. And you look inside, and there's no heart. Instead, there's like a weird amalgamation of what looks like muscle and like very bright metal that kind of glints and doesn't melt in the heat, the intense heat. And you can immediately identify the metal as star steel. It's this very, very rare metal that's very sought after, that is, some consider it magical. But like you see that its like heart is like an amalgamation of this, like a normal heart and like this like steel that's kind of been like integrated into it. But you see the steel's kind of blackened, almost like corrupt and rusted.
What in the hell? And he'd look over to Ahanu to see if he's seeing what he's seeing. Would Eddie have, in his experience as a Reaper, seen this kind of thing before? Or at least star steel used in anything other than sort of mundane constructions or crafts?
So you would know, specifically being a Reaper, that star steel itself is very useful when it comes to banishing evil spirits. It is very extremely powerful against the creatures of both the above and the below. It is like their kryptonite. So for that reason, many Reapers carry with them a star steel weapon of some kind if they can afford it. But you've never seen star steel quite like this, because it doesn't look like normal star steel. Normal star steel is like very silvery, and perfect and flawless. This is like pockmarked and like blackened and rusted. and it looks like unhealthy in a weird way, almost if the steel was alive and is like sick and dying.
I'd see nothing like this. Some kind of curse. I wonder who they were. He says, half to himself and half hoping that Ahanu or someone else might answer, but it's definitely more of a rhetorical question. And then thinks to himself, like, were these just usual regular people who were transformed into these things? Was it willing or unwilling on their part? He's seen all sorts of shit in his line of work, in his life, and so he kind of knows how nasty and how, what's the word? Yeah, how sort of nasty and macabre things can be. And I think maybe he would, knowing that not being able to afford one himself so far, but knowing that knowing other Reapers who have Star Steel weapons and what it's usually like, reluctantly, because of the blackened and sort of sickened kind of nature of it, he would hesitate a bit, but I think he would still reach out and touch it, just to kind of inspect it and just in pure what in the hell is going on mode.
You touch the blackened Star Steel?
Yeah.
I'll be a wisdom save.
Ooh. 14.
Your mind is overwhelmed as you see you're sitting on like a bench in like a cell. You see there's like iron bars in front of you, and it's dark and cold and wet. And as you're looking around, you hear whimpering next to you. You look over, you see a woman kind of clutching her knees to her chest and like crying. Her hair is like a dirty blonde. You see that her face is covered in grime. Her like wrists and legs are shackled just like yours. And as you're kind of sitting there, you hear footsteps approaching, and a man kind of leans around the edge of the bars and kind of like steps up into full view. Time's come to pay your debt. And the door opens as three more guards, these three more people, come and open the gates and walk in and grab him. Like you start to struggle and scream, no, no, as they kind of like grab you and like hold you down, pull off the shackles, and then bind your wrist with manacles and with other implements so you can't run. And they walk you out of the cage. You're walked down to another room, and you're knelt under the ground. And a revolver is placed to your chest, and you're shot directly in the heart. And you kind of feel the pain, the jolt. Next thing you know, you're lying on a table. You feel the cold metal beneath your back, and you see hands over you working. You look down, and your eyes kind of drift down, and out of your periphery, you can see that your chest is open, splayed open before you. Hands are reaching into you, pulling out your organs and setting them on a table. And you hear somebody whistling to themselves as they're working. And roll me a intelligence check to see if you can determine who the voice is.
That's just a 5.
You don't know the voice off the bat. It sounds foreign, strange, not like a normal Providencer, as this person continues to work. You can't see their face. Your head is like strapped down, something across your forehead, making so you can't look. But you see the hands finally pull out your heart, look it over, and say, "This will not do it all," and kind of walk away, and your eyes blacken again. And then suddenly your eyes snap open as if a moment has only passed, and you see the heart is going back into your chest. There's a metal piece attached to it, made of this blackened steel, it looks like, which is connected. You see he's sewing the ventricles and everything back together, attaching the arteries and the veins. And then he leaves all the other organs on the table next to you before he seals your chest up. And you're suddenly filled with a hunger to obey, but also to consume. And then you're out of this vision. Your hand throbbing, your mind aching, the pain in your chest where you were shot. You're going to take some psychic damage from this. You take 9 points of psychic damage.
Good God. Yeah, so as he snaps back to, he. So I assume everyone else in the room, as they're sort of, oh well, I suppose a couple are still on the sick cots, but at least Ahanu, as he watches him reach out and touch this heart, this metal heart within this burning corpse of this creature, he sort of jolts back and scrambles back away. And sort of clutches at his heart and his head, and instantly is sort of breathing heavily, clearly very sort of panicked and distressed from touching that heart.
You feel hollow. You feel whole, like you've been scooped out, essentially.
Does that hunger remain?
No, the hunger disappears as soon as you come back to your senses.
Okay. I saw. I don't know what I saw. He looks at Ahanu.
Yeah, Ahanu's staring at you, and he looks over at the heart. This is not a normal Rougarou. They breed. They are not created like this. And he looks down at the heart. This is something I have not seen before.
I felt it when I touched the heart. Felt, and I saw how it was created, as if it was being done to me, scooping out my insides. And he sort of pats himself over. I still feel empty. And he sort of pokes intentionally at his own torso to sort of feel if he can feel his own organs still in there.
Yeah, you can feel it. You can feel them. I mean, you feel like what you assume a pumpkin feels like on Halloween when you scoop out the seeds and carve it. It just feels like that, like you're inside, like there's something missing inside of you, but like it's still there in a weird way. Like you feel almost broken.
Yeah, he poking himself and sort of feeling, okay, yeah, physically my organs are still in there. That doesn't give him the sense of relief that he would think it would, because he's still got that something is profoundly wrong here, sort of feeling like I'm changed now from touching that thing. And he just says to Ahanu, this is not something I know how to fight. There's 2 more of these, but they're being created, not bred. Could be a goddamn army of them for all I know.
Did you see who did it?
I couldn't see. My head was strapped down. I didn't recognize the voice. I was whistling this tune, though. Happy in his work, like just...
Make up the tune for me. What did the tune sound like? August, roll me an intelligence check. At advantage.
Uh, 16.
That's a tune you've heard 1,000 times. It's a tune that somebody whistles when they're working, when they're doing their research. Marley Croton.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Who's there? Is that the doctor?
And Eddie snaps back and realizes that that August is still sort of getting his bearings again.
Yeah, he has like a bandage over his eyes.
Yeah. And he puts two and two together and looks over. Finally, peels his eyes away from the that burning corpse with that gnarly heart of metal and flesh, and looks over at August on the cot. You know that tune? You know the man who whistles it?
Yeah, I heard it 1,000 times before. No one anywhere.
Who is it? He's the one who created these things.
Oh, Marley Croton.
Goddamn.
And that is where we'll take a quick break. Go to the bathroom, we'll get a drink, be back here in 7 minutes.
Man, these things are creepy. Bastards are hard to kill.
Where'd your tie go? And your button-up shirt?
It was killed.
Oh, I see. So
Yeah.
it's only important to survive the combat, and then after that, it's okay to not impress me anymore.
Yep. I'm safe now.
That's what you.
The comfort has returned.
That's what you think.
Oh.
We'll see. We'll see.
I think I have a top hat somewhere in the house, Tyler. Will it help if I go put that on?
You know what? Actually, yes. If you played this game with a top hat, dude, I would let you live without a doubt.
Top hat and monocle.
Yeah, dude, top hat and monocle, you'd be too classy to kill, dude. Just maim. Just maim horribly.
Yeah.
Oh, is Jeff? I think Jeff's back too. He's just incognito at the moment. Okay, he's here. Cool. All right. Let's go ahead and let's just go ahead and get right back in it. We don't have to do channels or plugs or anything. We can do that at the end. But we always do that in the middle. So everyone, they don't know you guys' channels by now, then they don't know anything. All right, let's go ahead and get right back into it. So, yeah, you just barely revealed that Marley Croton is the one who whistles that tune while he's working. Hanu kind of like looks over at you and like frowns. Croton, you mean the strange one owns the saloon just outside town? That Croton? He's looking at you, August.
The same.
What? How would he do this? And he kind of like points towards the Rougarous.
Well, that's a damn good question, isn't it? I've seen him mess around with bodies, never seen anything that weird. Pointing at the monsters.
Maybe a better question is why is he doing it? You friendly with this fella?
Friendly is a strong word. We have a mutual business relationship. Put it that way.
Well, he might be trying to change the nature of that relationship. He's made one of these to look like you, as he gestures over to one of the two smoldering heaps.
Yeah, I didn't put it in our contract, but I'm pretty damn sure that broke it. So I'm not exactly loyal to him anymore.
So why? How does it all fit together? As Eddie sort of starts rubbing his temples. And he looks over at Jack and Malcolm. They're both conscious now. Is that right?
Yes, everybody's conscious now. It's been like a few hours.
I
Did
don't
you
really
see
know
it?
what the hell is going on, but it sounds like we got somebody to go beat up, right?
Yeah, we got a lead.
Yeah. Did you see anybody else in the room? Hear anything else?
No. Nobody. Like I said, I couldn't even turn my head to see him. Just know that tune. God. And he looks back down at his chest, and his vision flashes back to that vision that he had where he could see. He was laying there, looked down and saw his own chest splayed open, all the organs being pulled out and placed right next to him. And just flashes back to the moment. What in the hell is going on? Deputy came looking for a lead. Sounds like we got one. Can you walk?
Like groan as he tries to like get up. The like pain in his chest from the wounds will like pulse and like send him into a bit of a miniature like shock. Still trying to like get accustomed to it. And just kind of like shake his head. Yeah, I should be okay. Maybe it's the lawman in me speaking, but seeing a man whistling a tune in a vision hardly seems like solid evidence, but I suppose it's the only thing we got.
Yep, don't think that's enough to hang a man on.
Well, I don't know how much of my vision there was true, but I'll wager we go find him. I'd probably recognize his workshop at the very least. And if that's the case, then it ain't gonna be clean.
August, as you're kind of like sitting up on the cot now, looking at these bodies, you recognize both of them. They're people you delivered. People that Mr. Croton, they were debtors to him, and you were just their collector. You remember you've done this time and time before, but seeing them here now kind of makes you realize a bit maybe what he's been doing with all the people.
Yeah, I guess by now they'd be charred pretty good, but he'd catch some sort of identifying mark from someone who might have left an impression on him, and his eyes would drift and lock on that for a little bit and kind of space out as the others are talking.
I think it's the tattoo on the man's wrist. You recognize him as a man named Emmett. He kind of lived down in the rat's den for a long time. Owed lots of people. Very big debtor to a lot of different people. Mr. Croton was just the one who owed the most debt to. But you know that he also owed money to the Hardens. That was like the second person he owed more money to. But yeah, you recognize the person as Emmett.
I recognize that fella. Owed debts to lots of people, including Croton and the Hardens. Name's Emmett. If it means anything to any of you. He wasn't a bad man.
Wasn't a bad man. You brought him in. Fine. Doing your duty. Here's where he ended up. Here's what he became. Goddamn Crotons.
Well, if Croton's going around killing people who owe the other families debts, I reckon they'd be pretty pissed off about that. So either they don't know, or they do know. They're working with him for some reason. Because he owed a lot of money. They don't just send me out after men who lose a hand of blackjack.
How much we talking? Did they tell you that? Just give you the name and description.
Just name and description, but I knew him from reputation. About how much would I have heard, Tyler?
Probably like 30 water chits is what they're called. These little chips that let you get water for the year. And that's a lot.
Yeah. Enough for a 30 years worth of water. He was not small time. He was very slippery. I was a little proud bringing him in, but didn't expect him to end up like this.
Well, I mean, nothing too unlawful, he says, sort of glancing over toward the deputy. Nothing too unlawful about bringing in a debtor. But murder, on the other hand, that's at the Croton's feet. May not be evidence, deputy, but the lead. There's still 2 more of these things that we know of. Could be out there looking like us. Be out there looking like the goddamn sheriff, for all we know.
I like frown at that statement. When you say that we could look like the sheriff, and just kind of like shake his head, he could look like anything right now. Just say, "Oh, we might not have the evidence to lock him up or bring him in, but anyone's worth the talking to right now if there's even a chance they have something for us."
Yeah. Another thing we have to consider. Martells and Crotons are in a business relationship building guns, so we shouldn't rule something going on out. We shouldn't rule something out going on between them too. Who knows how deep this goes?
They're messing around with star steel. Gestures to the unnatural constructed sort of heart in the corpse of these things. Found a way to corrupt it. Do these kind of things. Create these kind of abominations. Fuck knows what they're doing with the Martells. And he looks over at Jack at that point, knowing that Jack's got some affiliation with the Martells. You heard anything about any new weapons?
Jack, I want you to roll me a luck die to see if you've overheard anything.
2.
No, nothing. I mean, you've heard that there's a new design coming out for members of their family for guns, but nothing substantial.
I ain't heard nothing out of the normal. Just new guns coming out all the time for different people, different folks, but nothing special. I think y'all are dragging them into this. They didn't do anything. They wouldn't be part of this.
So quick to protect them, Mr. Brawler. Thought you said you weren't too affiliated when we met.
I know. I mean, I've worked with them every now and then, but I'm not on tap or anything. I just passing through. But I don't know. I know their style, and this ain't like them.
Hmm. Well, it's me and you who are the two that are still out there, assuming they haven't changed to look like someone else.
I don't see why I'd want to look like anyone else than me.
Well, maybe they both took your form.
That
Got
would
me.
make things easy.
You got any friends or family? People they might want to try and hurt, draw us back out?
No one that's anywhere around here.
Hmm. All right. Well, since we don't know what they look like right now, as soon as we got our strength, won't be safe for us, but nowhere's safe for us right now. Sounds like we're going to pay a visit to the Croton surgeon. Mind if we take these? He says to Ahana, gesturing at those sort of Molotov cocktail style things.
Yeah, Hana would just
And
kind of
even-
wave and just like shrug, just like take them if you want to, and he'd like even nod towards the rest of the silver bullets for the rifle and the rifle itself. Take those too if you like.
Does he also have revolver bullets?
Nah,
in
just rifle
silver?
rounds.
Okay.
Just
That's cool.
20 silver rifle rounds.
And Eddie would also pocket that his hunter's journal, assuming that was all part of the take whatever you need.
Yeah.
Cool.
He would
You all
kind of
right to get on your feet?
Yep. He'd move the bandage up so he has one good eye to look around with.
Yeah, your other eye's gnarly. It is just ripped to shreds. The claw got it real bad. And yeah, that was a short rest. Okay, so if you guys are done healing up, then what's the plan? You guys going to engage the Crotons?
Think so.
Maybe we should tell the Martells what's going on, see if they can lend us some guns, some people, some folks. Like I said, I don't think they're involved in this.
You want to risk it? You can swing by there first. We'll see you at the surgeon's workshop, but I can't see him with everything going on. I can't see you making your way there after you swing by the Martells.
Well, I guess I'll stick with the group. We'll see how well works this time.
Maybe if we find a way to distract him, I might be able to sneak in and take a look around. Or one of you can if I distract him. Might be a little easier that way around. I'm not very sneaky.
Well, I saw the workshop in that vision. I could try and sneak through, see if I could find some evidence. That's what we're looking for, Deputy. Something to clear our names.
Definitely need more to go off of than what we got now.
Tyler, is August aware of any like room or like special workshop other than the morgue like place where he was like doing autopsies while he was discussing stuff with him?
You know
That
that
he
there's
might
like a
keep stuff in or
yeah, you
put
know there's a
stuff
rumor
in?
that goes around, like among all the people who work for the Crotons, that there's actually a fourth level to the house that's even beneath the basement. But it's just like, as far as you know, it's just hearsay. But that's what people have said, that there's another floor beneath the one you've been to.
Okay. Yeah, he would detail that rumor to the others. How do you reckon I try to get you some time to look around?
Well, what do you normally do when you visit this man? Strike up conversation.
I usually exchange pleasantries, and he gives me whoever I need to go out and get. That man ain't exactly pleasant, so he don't exchange pleasantries.
So it's usually not that long. I might not have that much time. That's what you're telling me.
Yeah. I'll have to find a real good reason to hold him up. He's impatient.
I think things have changed since your previous visits anyway. When did you see him last?
Before we went to the...
Well, before you went to check up why their order of water was canceled.
Yeah, that's right.
So only like a couple of days ago at most, hey? Pretty recently.
I mean, if the water thing hasn't been worked out yet, he might be able to stretch that conversation.
He might not have been letting on last time you spoke with him, but he made these things, August. You go up towards him. He might be thinking that these things he created already finished you off. You might.
I like that idea. That's a hell of a lot more interesting than talking about water for half an hour.
I'm sure you won't have no trouble keeping him busy if that's the case. You come up with something.
All right. Now the wheels are turning.
So you're going to pose as your own attempted killer?
Yep. He would search the body to see if there's any like special thing on him or either of them. Like a token or anything.
Man, what could go wrong with this one?
Roll me investigation.
I got you guys to back me up, right? Oh, fuck.
Is it too late to go see the Martells instead? No.
Run away! Investigation. 18.
So as you're kind of searching both of the bodies, they don't seem to be carrying necessarily anything like that's like unique to them, you know, that might be like used to distinguish them. But you do find out, what you do notice is that as you're kind of like searching through the bodies, like digging over their equipment, is that they're carrying essentially like nothing. They're like burned up papers like that like might have once been inside of like because their clothing wasn't actually like real. Like it was like illusory. Like it was still their fur, it just looked like clothing. So they're not really carrying anything that you could use to distinguish them.
All right. Well, they didn't have anything on him, so I'm thinking I either bring my gun and as some sort of proof that I'm gone, or I hide it on my person.
Roll me an intelligence check to try and guess what Croton would ask of, like them to bring back.
Just straight intelligence.
You can use.
I got
Good
a 17
advantage.
flat.
You can use history.
He doesn't have intelligence stuff. He just has a flat 10 intelligence.
So what'd you get then?
17.
17. Okay.
No bonuses or anything.
You know that Crowan is a simple man, but proof to him is in showing that like they took something that you would never part with. So whatever that would be for proof from each of you.
Okay. You'd probably ask them to bring back something that you hold dear as proof, something that you won't just leave lying around. I have an idea what I would provide, but it's up to you whether you would be involved in this and actually give me something to provide.
Well, my favorite deck of cards was already stolen a few days back by whoever's involved in this, but reaches into the pocket of his coat and pulls out a lock of hair, like a long lock of like orange red hair, tied with a simple piece of string, and just wordlessly hands it over to August.
You nod. Anybody else want in on this charade?
Someone should go with you just in case. If you get into trouble, if you go by yourself and he's got more of those things or anything else, you'll be in a bad spot.
Yeah, I noticed they went in twos. This would be a good idea.
Can lend you some help. See if I can't see or catch anything that might be interesting.
Jack, you got anything that we should bring with us?
He's been
Just
visibly
want us to
he's been
tell him
visibly
you got away.
he's been visibly thinking about it, like shit, I don't really have anything. And then he puts his hand down on the table and he's like, well, I guess I could like cut off a finger or something. Really wouldn't want to take off my hand.
August would chuckle at that. Nah, I don't think you need to do that. We could just.
I guess I don't know. I got my knuckles or my belt buckle. I don't know. My underwear. What's he want?
Anything that would be obvious that's yours and something you wouldn't just give up willingly.
And so yeah, I guess he would slip off his brass knuckle and hand that over.
All right. Got us a plan. Shaman, we bid you adieu. Hopefully we see you again. He'd reach out his hand to shake it.
Yeah, your depth perception is a little off. So as you kind of like reach out your hand,
5 feet away.
yeah, it's like a little off to the side. He moves his hand to catch your hand and kind of just nods to you. Hey, if you find yourselves in trouble, and he looks over at you, Jack, the spirit's are always listening. If you can find one, and he kind of looks at you and nods, you can send one for help.
Jack would kind of like, oh, okay.
No, you know that he is like he's like seeing you. Like his eyes kind of have this strange tint to them. Like he knows essentially that you have the sight too.
Yeah. Yeah, Jack knows this. He's just like he understands that all that voodoo stuff is real, but he at the same time he doesn't respect it.
Ahana would just kind of nod and just like is my screen like frozen?
Yep.
Like does my camera look like I'm just like my eyes closed
Yeah.
and I'm meditating?
Super
What the heck is
pensive,
going on?
yeah.
You're speaking telepathically.
Yes, I'm sending my thought messages to you. Okay, well, this is weird, but oh well. Yeah, so he would essentially kind of give you a nod and then step back and go back to tidying up the place.
All right, August would get going.
Eddie would say a sincere thanks again and farewell to the laughing man in the tribal Biol dialect before he leaves.
And he would smile and give you best wishes back, kind of pat you on the shoulder as you guys are heading out. And you leave him there to clean up the mess as you make your way back up to the street above. Corey, you laughing at me or are you just laughing?
No, I'm laughing at you up. You leave him there to clean everything up. Because, peace out, fuck you, bitch.
Okay. Well, fair enough. Man, I can't get over the fact that I just look like I'm just like telepathically sending you my thoughts. It's very strange. Okay. Yeah, so you guys make your way back up to the street, to street level. And are you heading straight to the Crotons or are you going there in a roundabout way?
That's a good question. He would go
Yes.
there in a way that he wouldn't be seen, and he would make it so that just August and
Malcolm?
August and Malcolm leave first and head out, and like we kind of split off. So if something was watching the entrance, they'll just see those two leave.
Yeah, Eddie and would try and get Jack to come along as well. Would leave a little bit afterwards to follow along, but try and stay out of sight as they follow behind you because they don't know where they're going. You're leading the way. Well, I suppose we might be able to find our way there probably if we do lose sight of you, but yeah.
Yeah, the inn is well known. That's where his little workshop is.
So you guys are going back to the inn then? Is that what you are doing? Are you heading straight there then? Is that what you guys are, or do you want to try and avoid being spotted?
Yeah, I mean, we would be trying to avoid being spotted, but we'd also be like, basically, we know that those two looking like August and Malcolm came in, so we want to have me and him leave together.
Okay,
And-
okay,
yeah.
cool. And then be followed like a while later by the others.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you two leaving together, roll me performance at advantage, and then everybody else following, roll me stealth at advantage.
Okay, performance. Uh, 20 adjusted.
12 for me.
Okay. 9 stealth and you're playing the rogue? Come on, man.
15.
I was going to say, I'll burn and put in inspiration, but it was already rolled with advantage, so nope.
Yeah, so I wouldn't change
Do we
anything.
still have the D6 from the shaman by any chance?
No, that ended a while ago.
Aw.
That'd be stretching it, my dude. So yeah, you guys kind of come out, and You sell it really well, August. You kind of remember, like, hunch your shoulders a bit, playing up the fact that you aren't necessarily you, that you're kind of this strange kind of bestial thing. And you catch on because of this, Jeff, and you're able to kind of mimic him a little bit, and you guys pass inspection. How long do you two wait before coming out, Keel and Corey?
I'd say probably a good 15 minutes at least. Just going
That's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whoever's
Okay.
watching sees them leave, and then presumably, yeah.
Okay. So
No.
you guys wait 15 minutes after they leave before following them. Jeff and Dan, as you guys kind of make your way out, moving, you guys are kind of walking. You're probably halfway there before, from the sides, two figures join you, Jack and oh my gosh, I'm forgetting your character's name, Eddie. They kind of slink out of like these side alleys and join you on either side, not saying anything.
August would also not say anything and just calmly walk.
Okay. The smell just is so heavy, just reeking in the air. I'm going to need the two of you to make me con saves at advantage.
I would even say that we might smell a little bit like him since we got roughed up so bad.
Yeah, no, I think you smell a little bit like him too. I'm just, yeah.
Okay.
16, okay, that's good.
Con.
Yeah.
12 plus 3. 15.
Okay. 15 is what you needed. You barely hold your stomach, not throwing up the medicine man gave you, holding it in just barely. And then you hold it in just barely. It's like kind of like in your mouth, and you have to swallow it back down so it doesn't slip out. But you keep up the charade, making your way through town until eventually you can see the Croton's Inn just beyond you in the distance.
Okay. He would just keep on walking, not talking.
Okay. You slip inside, moving into the hallway. You see that there are the guards kind of like look at the four of you, and they kind of wrinkle their nose, and they just like let you guys pass. They don't say anything. You make your way back to the stairs and head down. Again, the guards don't stop you; they don't bother. And then you're back on that floor, that basement floor, where you were the first session. You see the little lounging area and the hallway that kind of leads back to this mortuary, this surgical room. You see the door is kind of cracked open, and a bit of light is kind of like spilling out of there into this little lounging area.
You would wait.
And you wait. The light, you hear movement and the tink, like the clink of metal tools. The whistle, that whistle, just beyond the doorway, which eventually stops. Enter.
You'd step forward.
And you move forward, kind of passing this like little kind of this long table that kind of adorns the side of the hallway where you saw those papers earlier. They're still splayed out there. You see they've been moved around a bit, shuffled about. The schematics for this Gatling gun, essentially, the Martel signature at the bottom. And you move through the door, and you see that Croton is kind of standing over a figure. There's another body on the table in front of him. Its head strapped down, its arms strapped to its sides, and he is digging out the organs from inside of this thing, this body, this husk. And he looks up. Is it done?
he would take out the items.
You pull them out one by one, setting them on like a little surgical tray that's kind of sitting on a table. And he looks at them as they're placed one by one. And what's the item you put down?
It is a letter from to his daughter that he always kept on him in case he died.
Yeah, and there's even like a little bit of your blood on it. And you kind of set this all down on this table. And he looks down at them. Very good. Before going back to the surgical process. With that out of the way, you kind of look up at the four of you. Things are in motion now. I don't think I need to explain myself, as you already know what we are doing here. But, and he kind of like looks to the four of you. We're almost done anyways, Corey. We probably only have like 25 minutes left, if that's okay. He would kind of nod to you and begin to like start to point. This is when Keel and Jack show up.
So we arrive, and the plan was to try and take advantage of them distracting the doctor so that we can try and sneak down to that secret lower floor. That was the plan. So I guess we're trying to... Sorry?
I said, but now we're in there.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, so you guys are in that secret room. Yeah, okay.
It's not a secret room. It's like a little like surgical room. There's supposed to be another room beneath that room.
Yeah, somewhere. That's what I was. Yeah. So while you guys are in there, we've got to try and find a way that we're going to somehow get below that. And I assume that's actually like below ground, right? So there's no.
Yeah, you have to go inside and down the stairs.
Right. Okay. So I guess. And just to make sure I'm 100% clear, our August and Malcolm went in posing as the Rougarou versions of them, but they were followed by the Rougarou versions of Jack and Eddie. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
do you guys see the little flaw in your plan now?
Yeah. All right. I guess Jack and Eddie was obviously sort of watching them go in and saw that they... oh no, because they were behind them, so they wouldn't know necessarily.
Yep.
How the hell are we going to get in there?
Well, I mean, we could try a door or
some
a
bars
window.
You can bend, or he looks around. I don't think I can see nothing like that. We'll have to try and get down there from inside somehow, but.
Yeah, I mean, we're just gonna have to go through the door. There's not gonna be, like, I guess he looks around for like an exterior door that leads inside. Like, I don't know, probably like walking around the property to see if there's some kind of like extra secret door that goes down below ground. But I'm assuming there's nothing.
There's like a door that goes around and like the kitchen staff would come in through.
Here's a plan. All right, so I guess we go in through the kitchen. Maybe there's some uniforms laying around. We just kind of sneak on in there.
Our best shot. Let's be quick about it.
All right. So I guess we're stealthing inside. Rip.
Okay. Roll me. Are you just walking in like you belong there, or are you like trying to stealth past the staff?
Are there a lot of people around?
There are a few. You see that it's like midday, so like that's like the lunch rush, I guess. So it's pretty busy, like people rushing back and forth.
Yeah, I think we just try and machismo. Hey, this is where we're supposed to be here. Kind of way our just walk right in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So one of you roll me performance at advantage, because I'm assuming that just one of you is going to help the other one.
Yeah, that'll work.
Unless you both want to roll your own checks. It's up to you.
Ooh. I guess
You don't
technically,
roll. You don't get to roll and then decide, Corey.
No, I haven't rolled yet. I set the dice down.
Oh, okay.
I rolled.
All right, I'm rolling.
Should I roll with advantage?
19 minus 1, 18.
No, you just roll normally because you guys are both rolling by yourselves.
22.
Wow! Holy crap, guys!
Easy.
How do you guys swagger your way in here without anyone saying anything?
So I imagine like Jack would walk up in there first, kind of open the door. People look at him. He just says, "What are you looking at? Back to your business." And just turns left and just walks down like he knows where he's going.
The kitchen staff kind of like they like look at you. You see like one of them who's like obviously like in charge of like the kitchen staff, like kind of like start moving towards you to like tell you like you can't be here. And then you say that and he looks at you and sees you're just jacked. And he's like, you know what, maybe not. And he just kind of steps away and goes back to like yelling at the kitchen workers.
Perfect.
Yeah, so you just stride in. You guys make it past the guards at the front door, slipping into the room, like the inside of everything, where like all the people are like eating and drinking and playing cards and stuff. You see a couple games of high stakes faro. You see people playing poker. There are a couple of slot machines that people are playing at. It's like a little mini gambling hall. But you guys are in.
Eddie will look over some people's shoulders that are sitting at that are playing cards and things like that. So,
Are there any
habit.
doors that are guarded?
Are there any doors that are guarded?
Yeah, like some dude is just standing in front of it.
Yeah, as you kind of come around, as you kind of make your way across this gambling hall to the door that leads in, this hallway, this long hallway at the front of the building, you kind of peer around and you'd see that there's a big man. You recognize him as a man named Arlo. It's kind of like one of Mr. Croton's right-hand men, standing in the front of like what looks like just a draped doorway with stairs leading down.
I mean, I could go for the silent, just one punch takedown, but the odds are just so bad.
I think Eddie would go up and try and distract Arlo.
Okay, roll me deception.
All right. 6 on the die. I'm going to use inspiration.
Good call.
14 on the die. And it was deception. Oh, yeah, that's one of my best. So 21.
Oh, okay. Good thing it's one of your best because he rolled a 15 on the die and had 18. He like looks at you and you see like he's like super confused. Like you just went past him downstairs. So he like opens his mouth to say something. What do you say? Or what do you do to deceive him?
I suppose I'm not. I suppose Eddie would have to err on the side of assuming that this guy assumes that he's a Rougarou. So I guess he probably can't talk right. I don't know. So he'd probably just maybe approach in this sort of hunched sort of way, and taking a gamble on the fact that Arlo would be looking for those kind of things in his mannerisms and that. So I guess he just tries to, he just stares silently and menacingly at him, and then just looks past him to the doorway, and then back at him,
and his mouth just shuts. His mouth just slaps shut, and he kind of just steps to the side, and you see he's still confused, but he doesn't say anything. He knows better. You see him like doing like mental like gymnastics in his head, like trying to figure out like how you got upstairs without him noticing.
Yeah, he doesn't leave him for a second longer to ponder that than he needs, and just breezes right past him as soon as he sort of steps aside. Him and Jack, hopefully.
Yes, yeah. I follow your lead.
Yeah. You make your way down the steps. Arlo kind of just like shaking his head, trying to figure out how in the world. And you kind of slowly go down until you reach the basement. You see that there's a little light coming from a door, and you hear speaking, and that's when we're going to go back to you guys. All right. You each know your parts to play. And he kind of looks to the two Rougarou behind each of you, and you watch as the one back behind you to your left, August, transforms, their body shifting and changing into Ernest Martel, and the one behind Malcolm to Malcolm's right turns into Parker Martel, and they all just kind of like look at you, waiting for you.
Oh god.
Oh man, I gotta think of like a good one-liner at this point.
Yeah, and so they're just like looking at you, and you see that Marley's just staring at you, and his body shifts and changes too.
Oh, motherfucker!
And he turns into Sheriff Mitchell.
Oh,
The sheriff.
you fucked me.
Seeing that we've been outed and that there's no way we could possibly continue this ruse, considering that I cannot shapeshift, as it turns out, I'm just going to draw my revolver and try to shoot the ringleader before they notice. At least do some damage.
You're gonna just draw and shoot, huh?
I think at this point, like, it's pretty much
the jig is up.
Yeah, I mean the jig is up.
This looks like a massive TPK about to happen right here.
Oh yeah, we're fucked.
Well, at least you guys know that it can't be a TPK because we've been playing in the future. Remember?
Good point.
Unless we were playing Rougarou versions of ourselves.
Unless it was a long con.
My brain!
Oh man!
What a twist,
dude! What the twist? Okay, let's go ahead.
God.
You're gonna draw and shoot. Go ahead, make me an attack at disadvantage because you're within 5 feet of him.
Please just let that be what it actually is.
Right,
No.
I'm gonna use the point of inspiration to cancel the disadvantage.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, that's not the right one. So that'll be a 19.
A 19? Okay, that will hit.
Yeah.
Remember, we're level 5 now, so you get 2 attacks.
We are?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
guys
dude.
leveled up after last session.
I wasn't sure if we did or not, so I was just like, I'll just be level 4. Or level
Yeah, I was just going
yeah.
off level 4.
Well, now is a good time to be level 5.
If there
Time to
was
bump
ever
up
a
the old
time
HP.
to know, that was a good time. All right, that is going to be 8 damage on the first shot.
Halved, so 4.
That's already halved.
Yeah,
No, that's already
halved.
halved.
Okay,
sorry.
okay.
And then second attack is going to be a miss. That's a 10.
A 10? Yeah, that definitely misses.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you managed to shoot him, and he kind of like kind of bends over, the bullet kind of hitting him in the gut, and he kind of like looks up at you. And now you're gonna roll initiative. Roll initiative.
Oh god.
Oh fuck.
Can we hear the shot or
If
not?
you want,
I'm guessing, yeah.
Yeah, you guys hear the gunshot.
So if you want what I just did to count as this, Tyler, then that's fine. But I do have an ability. I have the twist draw stance.
Oh yeah, you're gonna
So
go before anybody else.
Before initiative is rolled, I get to make a single attack against an enemy that I can see.
Yeah,
Do
go ahead.
want
You can make
that
another
to
one.
be that shot, or can I make another
No,
one?
I'll let you do
Oh,
another one.
dope.
That's a cool
I'm gonna use
ability.
another point of inspiration. With a point of inspiration to give me a little boost, that is going to be 20 something.
Oh, that's gonna hit.
No, not very good. So it's going to be already halved 6 more piercing against the same guy.
Okay.
Ooh. Then just going to town over here.
Ooh, 23 initiative. My word. Jeez.
I feel like we would have been kind of like side-eyeing each other.
Like, oh crap.
And it's like, fast draw, and then John Wick style gunfight breaks out.
Oh boy. And let's see, 9 for Eddie. Gosh dang it, guys! You guys rolled so low in the back. And
Do you think they're doing okay? Gunshot rings out.
You guys also have.
I think Eddie has the Molotovs too, and like the rifle and all that stuff. I just have my revolver with silver bullets in it.
Okay. At the top of the order, Sheriff Mitchell, aka Marley Croton, is going first. He looks to the two standing on either side of you, flanking, and goes, "It looks like we've been found out, boys." And his body transforms, bulking and changing and shifting into the form of a huge Rougarou. And he is going to step forward, and you guys are both flanked, so he has advantage on these attacks, and make an attack against you, and August, and an attack against Malcolm. Both at advantage because you're both being flanked.
Oh, Jesus.
That is a nat 20 on you, August.
Again?
Yeah.
Right. Good thing I used all my healing before we got here.
That's going to be 18 points of damage.
Oh,
And he is going to spend some on the critical hit tables.
Oh, I'm going to be blind to both eyes.
No, let's do a different one. See how nasty we can be. He's going to spend 15 points to give you a level of exhaustion. As he just lays into you, he doesn't like claw you. He just slams his huge fist into your gut. All the wind leaves your body. You are like bent over his fist. You take 3 points of damage, and he's going to attack Malcolm next with advantage, and that's a 19 to hit. And he will bite you for 8 points of damage, assuming that hits.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that hits.
Yeah, okay. So he's going to slam you in the gut for 8 points of damage. I mean, bite you for 8 points of damage, tearing away a chunk of your shoulder. And that'll be it for the sheriff, or Mr. Croton. Malcolm.
All right. So I'm going to do a couple things here. I'm going to action surge, and I'm also going to use grit. And I'm going to make a lot of attacks.
Okay.
So
Yep, that's my plan too.
that'll be 8 attacks.
Remember, you only have 3 bullets left in your revolver because you have to reload.
Isn't it just? Oh yeah, because I made the third one. I have other stuff. I have other weapons. So
Okay. Go ahead. Hammer
You
time.
could action surge to reload.
Remember, you have disadvantage because you're within 5 feet of
Yeah.
him.
So not all the attacks will have disadvantage because not all of them will be with a gun.
Okay.
Because I don't
Yeah,
have
just the
enough
ones with the
bullets.
gun have disadvantage.
Jeez. All right. Does a 16 hit him?
Barely.
Okay, then all my attacks are gonna hit him.
No fetching way. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Even with
That was
disadvantage?
my lowest roll.
Holy crap. Okay,
well,
go
'cause
ahead.
Three of them will have. Well, 3 of them had disadvantage. The rest were normal. Yeah, I have a very big attack bonus.
Okay.
Okay, so it's gonna be 3 revolver shots and then 5 knife attacks.
Okay.
Oh shit, that's max. That is 22. Half should be 11
Okay.
plus 8, so that's 19.
Okay.
Total. Plus 7 more, which is 26.
Yeah.
And then that's going to be 4 is plus 10 for one of the knives. Well then half, so 5. 1 plus 4, so it's going to be 2 for another knife. 3 for another knife. 3 for another knife, and then 1 more. It's going to be another 5, and those are all halved already.
How much damage total is that? That's like, you were at 25 for your gun. And then you said, was it 3,
and then
3, 3,
5?
5?
So it's 5, 2, 3, 3, 5, which is 10, 16.
So another 18. So 42 total?
Yes.
Jeez. Okay. I think, did you action surge and grit? What was that? How did you do that? Because that might be a little broken.
Yeah, so I have extra attack because we're level 5, so that's 2 attacks. Action surge for another 2 attacks, which is 4.
Yeah.
And then used a bunch of grit to make extra attacks on top of that as well.
Attack makes better number of grit.
Spoiler alert, I also plan to do the same thing.
Okay.
I don't know. It seems fine to me.
Okay.
Guns are
Interesting.
I mean, I
death
used
right?
like all my stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, you just unloaded everything, and that's fine.
Yeah, it's like
It
a paladin
literally is
smite.
all my resources. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if this dude didn't have resistance, think of how much damage
yeah.
that would be.
Yeah, 80 something.
Yeah, okay. So I'm thinking I'm going to have to fix that in some way. I'll think about it. Is that including all the minuses you get? Because you get a -1 for the second grit you use and a -2 for the third grit you use.
Maybe make that minus a little bigger.
A little bigger?
Yeah,
Yeah.
a little bigger. Because the last couple ones were all not with disadvantage. So even with a -1 or -2, it was still like in the 20s.
Okay.
Or like high teens.
Okay, cool. No, that's fine for now, but this is still a playtest, so I just want to...
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, so you did like 43 points of damage or something like that, right?
Yeah, 42, I think was the final total.
Okay, he's still standing.
Malcolm will just turn to this like frenzy, just like fan his entire revolver, just.
Yeah, and then
so
you
the
like
rest of
toss
clip
to the
is gone,
side,
and
just
then
dive
pull
on
out
him
the
with a knife. Holy crap!
And then just like start gutting him just with the knife, just stabbing like a maniac.
Holy
Probably
cow.
looks more like the killers he's used to pulling in as a sheriff than an actual sheriff at this point. But the survival rage has hit him, and he just wants
dude,
to make it out.
You just dove on him like a bat out of hell. Like he is just like surprised. He's like, whoa! Under this onslaught, just utterly blown away. Okay, yeah, dang. Okay, 42 points of damage, and that's even with resistances. That's nuts. Okay, Parker Martell, the other Rougarou, who was standing behind you, August, is going to make 2 attacks on you at advantage. First attack is a 22 to hit, and this is with a claw, so I need you to make a con save. And that's going to be 9 points of damage.
22.
Okay, you save, and then the bite attack with advantage. Ooh, he almost nat 20. He got a 19 on the die. That's 24 to hit.
Yep.
And that's going to be an additional 9 more points.
Okay.
As he just like grabs you from behind and just like tears open your shoulder and then bites you on the side of the neck, trying to take you down. And it is now your turn, August.
All right, my turn. And he just fans.
Holy crap.
Action surge. He's gonna
Yes!
attack 4 times with his revolver and see how that does.
Okay, those 4 are a disadvantage because you're within 5 feet.
Yeah. All right. So first one is 9 plus 9, so 18. Second one is 14. Third one is 19. Fourth one is 27.
So the 14 misses, but everything else hits.
All right. And this is with a revolver, so it's 2d8. That's 3 hits.
Holy crap, Fan the Hammer is busted. My word.
That isn't even just my fan the hammer. That's
Yeah, I know. That's just your accent surge. I know.
15. 19 on the first one, and then
So is that halved or just 19?
16. This is his cylinder of 6 silver bullets.
Oh,
in his revolver.
okay.
It's the only one he has from Eddie. So gotta make it
Holy
count.
crap. Okay.
All right, second one, 12, 16. Third one, 7, 14, 18. So 19, 16, 18.
That's
I guess so.
43 points of damage.
Okay. Is he still up?
No, that's 53 points of damage actually, not 43. I forgot a 10 in there somewhere. Okay, yeah, he's still up barely.
All right. He has 2 more bullets, so he's gonna use a grit to attack twice with his bonus action. Or is it? Hold on. What is it? Is it 1 grit? It's 2 grit to attack twice. Yeah.
Yeah, 1 grit for the first shot fired normally without any modifiers like minuses, and the second shot fired with a modifier, a minus.
Okay. So he'll use 2 grit then. All right. Fight for your life. So first one is just like his regular modifiers. It's a 19.
Okay.
And then the second one is 7 plus 9 minus 1. So that's 15.
15 misses.
Damn. All right, so he hits once more. 7, 14 plus 4, 18.
18 more points.
Yes.
Jeez. Holy cow. Okay. He is in pain.
And he
But
holsters
still
his gun.
barely standing. He's still barely alive. Dude, yeah, he's like on the verge of death. Like, you guys should not have been able to win this fight.
We're gonna win.
Dude, that is
also
literally insane.
Oh.
Holy crap. Okay.
You burst through the door yet?
So let me see. That was August's turn. Now it's Ernest Martel. Okay. Oh my gosh, I need to copy the initiative. Okay. Okay, Ernest Martel. Seeing a real threat now as their boss is pretty much dead, is going to try and help take down August to sway the odds in their favor. No, they can't. Well, I mean, I'll explain this after, like why he can't frenzy right now, or else I totally would have him frenzy. Okay, August. First attack is a 19, and it's claws. So roll me a con save, and that's 9 points.
This is where I die. Okay. It's 12 plus 15.
Okay,
Or no, con save. So
yeah.
18.
Okay, so you barely managed to save. No, actually, no, you do. You save pretty easily, actually. But you take 9 more points, and the second attack's a 21, which hits 2. And you're going to take another 12 points of damage on that one. So 21 total. You still standing?
Yeah, I used all my healing during the short rest, and then I used my second winds before we left the sewer. So I was at 58.
Okay. All right. Goodness, I don't know what's going on with my webcam. Okay, well, whatever. Dang. Okay. So you're still standing. Holy cow.
Barely.
That'll be it for Ernest Martel. Eddie.
Yeah. Coming down the stairs and seeing the freaking chaos that's unfolding. He tries to make this sort of split-second decision between, is it still worth looking for the door to the next floor down to try and get some kind of evidence, or are we all just going to die here if we even entertain that? Can he see, as he takes in the room at a glance, can he see the downward door, like on the far side or anything like that?
Roll me perception or investigation.
21 investigation.
Oh wow, 21. Okay. From where you're standing, you can, like, you're kind of glancing around, looking for this door, essentially, and like kind of like as you go down the stairs, it ends like a wall directly next to the stairs, and then you'd have to turn right. But from where you're standing, you can actually see that right next to you on your left side where the wall is, it's actually fake.
Oh, like at the bottom of the stairwell. So
Yeah.
if I turn right, I go into the chamber they're in, but if I instead turn left, I go in.
There's a fake door right there.
secret.
Yeah, there's a fake
Yeah,
wall.
okay. Oh god. So like in a way that so it's not like an illusory thing, it's like a false wall.
Yeah, it's like a false wall. You're just really good. You just noticed it like immediately somehow.
I guess he would all right, so he would stop seeing that, then he would stop at the bottom of the stairwell. And I imagine on their way over, Eddie and Jack sort of divided up those sort of Molotov cocktail things between them. So they've each got a couple of them. And I think he would maybe point out the false wall to Jack. There's our evidence in there. Because if anyone's going to be able to bust that thing down, it'll be Jack. And then he pulls out one of these Molotovs and whips it at one of the Rougarou. Probably if one of them is at this moment savaging one of my comrades, he would throw it at that one.
Okay, go ahead and make me a ranged attack. And remember, it hits in an area, so...
Yeah.
Your friends are kind of standing right in the middle of it.
It'll be
That's true.
fine.
Is the all right? Is one of them standing a bit more off to the side then?
One of your allies, or what do you mean?
Sorry, one of the Rougarou. Or are they
So
all?
it's like they're standing in like a triangle formation around your two friends.
Yeah, okay, so they're all, no matter which way we slice it.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
You have the hunting rifle with the silver bullets because he had August had to leave all his stuff behind.
Yeah, true. And he's got five bullets left, silver bullets in his own revolver. Yeah,
There
I
were
think,
16 left with the rifle.
Okay. Yeah, Tyler, if you'll allow me, I think seeing that there's no way he can use that Molotov cocktail without setting his companions on fire, he would use the revolver instead, if you're all right with that.
Yeah, that's fine. You can pull out your revolver and shoot it.
Cool. So that will be a 22 to hit. I guess it'll be on the sheriff one, who's already looking very wounded, right?
Yeah, the sheriff is looking pretty wounded, but you have to remember they're kind of inside of a room around a door, so you can only see the back of Ernest Martel.
Oh, yes, of course. Sorry, because I'm still in the thing. Yeah. So yeah,
There's like a little lounge area before the room they're in.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I'll fire it at him then. He's the only one I see.
Okay,
So
go
I'll
ahead.
fire it at him. Would it be at advantage as well?
Yeah, it has backs to you.
Shooting from behind. Yep. So, okay. Yeah. So 22 to hit, and that means I get sneak attack damage. 16 with the silver bullet.
Okay. 16 damage?
Yeah.
Yeah. You see Ernest kind of stumbles. August, wait, no, not August. The person who's within 5 feet of him. No, because August is within 5 feet of him because he moved over to help attack. So both August and Malcolm are going to take 1 point of poison damage. But yeah, you land a shot in his back. He kind of stumbles against it. He's hurting. Well, not hurting, but it hurt.
Mm.
Is that it?
And then I think he would. So he's sort of told Jack about the false wall. That's up to him. And then I think he would move into the room. And maybe use his cunning action to dash as a bonus action if there's room to sort of get around and just try and disrupt the sort of circle, I guess, as best he can, positioning himself favorably for their side.
Okay. And that's okay. So you're gonna slip into the room and kind of move off to the side to try and get one of them to come after you, I guess, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, Jack.
So, are we in the room with them now?
No, you can see into the room.
Oh, okay.
You see the Martell standing there, kind of helping the sheriff essentially try and take your friends down.
Okay, got it. So yeah, Jack would see that they're all still standing, and obviously the sheriff's been beaten up the most. So, in an effort to try and take him down, he would just kind of bum rush him.
So you're going to take attacks of opportunity from the two Martells?
Let's see. Is anyone playing a rogue right now?
Eddie is.
I am.
Cunning action. You can use disengage with that, can't you?
You betcha.
I disengage as I run forward at all of them.
Oh, so okay.
I took 2 levels of rogue.
Wait, so you're 3 monk pugilist, 2 rogue?
Yeah.
What the fetch? Okay.
Nice.
All right, fine. Go ahead.
A brawler. Gotta juke the punches and the scripts, then and just falcon punch the shit out of this bitch.
All right, go ahead.
Let's see. So the first one's definitely not gonna hit. Second one's a 19 though.
That hits, yeah.
All right. And then let's see, that's gonna be 10 points of damage, so half to 5.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna use the point
To try and
to
stun him?
to get the flurry of blows for the next hit. But I'm also gonna use the second point to try and stun him now.
One thing though, you can't flurry of blows if you used your bonus action already to disengage.
Oh, true. You're right. I can't. Okay. So that's all I got to do this round then.
Okay, yeah, so you got up in his face, land a single punch, and top of the order. Sheriff Mitchell is you watch his wounds kind of start to stitch back together as he starts regenerating. So he gets a bit of healing. And he is then going to frenzy. And he's going to make first attack on August. 24 to hit. 9 points of damage.
Along, boys.
Is that
Not
down you?
yet. Nope.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Second
very,
attack.
very close though. Probably gonna hit me and kill me here.
18 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Another 9 points.
And I'm down.
Turns towards Malcolm. 19 to hit. Make me a con save to see if you get stunned. 7 points.
16 con save.
Okay, you pass. 25 to hit on his bite.
Yep.
And that is going to be max damage. That's going to be 15 points of damage. Okay. Malcolm, it's your turn.
Tyler. So there's something called returning the favor for grit. I can use grit to fire back when hit. Does that just apply to guns?
I haven't thought about it, but I would assume so.
Okay.
Most of these, I assume, apply to guns. Is I guess the way I kind of assumed that they would work.
Okay, just guns. All right.
Rules as written.
All right, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, shut up, Corey.
I hit him before I got down, but
Okay.
I'm down.
Well, yeah, he took you down. Okay. Let's see. Rules is drafted. Shut up, Keel. So let's see. That's it for his turn. It's Malcolm.
Malcolm is just going to continue his
onslaught.
His murder.
I have my silver hatchet in my
as
cold,
the
almost
sheriff
dead hands.
lays into the two
Take
of us.
it.
Seeing the other one go down. Yeah, I guess if the hatchet was like in your hands, then he would like scoop down and grab it off the ground before turning back to lay into the sheriff some more,
Okay.
and at least die with some prize.
Okay.
And that is going to be a 16 and a 26.
16. They both hit.
Alrighty. Oh, and this is silver now. That means I don't have to have my damage.
Yeah, it's just normal
that's gonna
damage.
Be 18 then damage as the as they'll just continue just like smashing this sheriff figure just over and over again.
Let's see.
Dropping the knife as he grabs the hatchet.
He's
Just
taken
hacking.
43 plus another 5 from Corey plus like 60 something from August plus another 18 from you.
Yeah.
And then he healed for 10. Let me 1 second. That would be how much damage would that be? It'd be like 100 and something that he's taken so far.
Yeah, like 120 something.
And then
My quick math is correct.
and that's including your 18. I think he's barely standing still, but he is on the verge of death. I don't know. I haven't been I haven't been adding it up exactly how much damage we've done. You guys did 43 plus 53 plus 18 plus 5. Or no, how much did you do, Dan?
Fucking no. It was
oh my gosh.
I hit 4 times, and it was like an average of like 18, 17 damage each. 17 damage each. So 4 times 17, what's that?
Like 40. That's 60. 64.
Yeah, 68.
Plus 43.
Another 42 for me, which is 100 and.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I'm just gonna say he's down. This is
Yeah.
he's
Five.
down. Okay, he's down.
18. That's like
After the
125 or
hatchet
130.
attacks, he's down. Okay.
We could do this.
So
Yeah,
there are two
This is
two
gonna be
left.
this like
Change
this,
our
like,
fate.
crunch as the silvered hatchet will just like hack in through the middle of this thing's rib cage and just like over and over again. Malcolm will just like relentlessly just hack into this one open wound with the silver weapon, until there's just nothing left in that spot, but blood and gore. And then Malcolm will ready himself for the coming onslaught. I'll use the bonus action to second wind, and I'll gain back 12 HP.
Okay. Parker Martell is going to frenzy now that his pack leader is down. And he is going to make 4 attacks on you, Malcolm. 18, 17. That's a 15. I think that probably misses. And 19. So lowest was a 15.
So that'll be 3 hits then, AC 16.
Okay, so maybe 1 con save because the one that missed was a claw. 7.
12.
12? Okay, you are stunned. That means his attack that did miss. No, because his attack that missed was his second one. Okay, so you take 9 plus 7, so 16. He gets advantage on the
I'm
last
down.
attack. It's not at 20. What?
I'm down. I had 13.
Oh, you're down?
Yeah.
Okay, well then he'll make his last attack, his bite attack then on Jack, which is a 25, so it hits you.
The assumptions.
Hey, if you use the overlay, the easy would be for everyone
I
to
am
see.
half dragon, half monk, half tiefling, and I get a base AC of 20. It was in the book.
I did this to Tyler once.
Yes, he did. You take 10 points of damage from the bite.
Man, it's bullshit.
Okay, August, you're on the ground. Death save.
Tyler,
What?
I got it.
Did you not 20?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It's the blue one. The blue one.
Okay, well, you sit up with 1 hit point. Ernest Martell's going to put you back down as he frenzies.
Did it kill you outright?
Just
dead.
19 to hit. You're down.
Oh, damn it.
Okay.
That's fine.
He's going to go over to Jack, and he has advantage because the other one's with you, so he's flanking. 18, 16, 21.
I'm sure.
What do you mean? He has advantage and plus 6 to hit.
Yeah, 1,000 health.
You haven't even damaged the other 2.
I've played games with unbeatable bosses before.
Oh, shut up.
I understand how that works.
Roll me your 2 con saves to see if you get stunned.
17 plus 3, 16 plus 3.
Yeah, you're good. You're good on both. So that was 7 plus 6 because so 4, 3 plus 3 plus 3. So 13 for the first attack. Just cracking up that I got put down like whack-a-mole. Yeah. 13 for the first attack, and then second attack is another 12. So 25.
Oh, that's the damage from the attacks. Okay.
Yeah, 25 total. You still standing?
Well, no, that is exactly enough.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I took
Okay.
10 and then after that I had 35 health.
Some
Oh, wait, no.
No.
We leveled up and I didn't add my actual next level of HP. So I've got 8 health left.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, you're still up. That's it for Ernest. Eddie, it's your turn. It is not looking
Eddie,
good, my friend.
No. So, in desperation, he whips the Molotov cocktail thing over back towards the base of the stairwell, to basically throwing it against that false wall in the hopes that it'll sort of damage it or open up that false wall, and set some fire at the base of the stairwell to help curb reinforcements.
Okay.
Delaying the inevitable at this point, it seems.
Okay. Is that it?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay. Jack, your turn.
So, me and Eddie are the only two people that are up.
Yes.
Has Eddie been hit yet?
No.
No, he hasn't.
And he's focusing his attacks on walls.
And there's a fire now behind us in the stairwell.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna use my machismo point, and I'm going to move,
Okay.
dash, and step like the fucking wind.
Okay.
I'm fucking out of there.
Are you trying to go up the stairs?
Yeah, I'm just gonna jump over the fire.
Okay, he just takes off. And they're coming down the stairs towards you, by the way. Like there's a big group of them.
A group of what? Like,
Of reinforcements, dude. You guys shot a bunch of gunshots down in the basement.
so I run out, I see them as I run up the stairs, and I scream, "Oh my god, they're attacking Mr. Crow down there, you have to help, ah!" And like run up the steps past them.
Roll me deception at disadvantage.
I mean, that's true. At disadvantage?
Yeah.
That's mean, bro. 11.
Arlo just looks at you, looks at all the men behind him, and they all raise their guns at the same time and point them at you.
I mean, let's see. How far away were they from the room?
They were just literally up the stairs.
Okay, cool. Because I've got 160 feet of movement, so I'm out of there.
You can't run through a crowd of people.
I jumped over them.
Corey, come on.
Did you not hear me say Monk Road?
Still his jump
I'm
speed, jump length, or height, or whatever. Yeah. Yep, he did say he did step of the wind.
You ever seen something where he like runs along the wall?
Okay, fine.
If he was a higher level monk, he could run along the wall. Over
Fine.
them,
You said
but
step of the
not.
wind. You did not, however, disengage. So opportunity attacks.
Let's go. Bring it on.
Okay, here we go. You got like
Guns
10
up.
opportunity attacks coming at you. Okay, only one of them really has to hit you. So
That's fine.
okay, that dude's definitely gonna hit. That's a 15 and a 19, even with this disadvantage. He fires his revolver at you. Let's see if he does 8 points. He does 8 points on the roll with no bonus, with no modifiers.
What's the modifier add?
The modifier adds another 3.
So he has 11 damage.
Yeah.
Minus 4 brings it to 7. I have 1 hit point left.
Okay, and so we continue. Okay, this guy might hit also. What's your AC? He got a 16 to hit.
Against guns, it is 12.
Okay, he hits you. Okay, he hits you for 9 points.
I roll a 10 on my D. Oh, wait, never mind. This is a reaction. I can only do it once. All right, I'm down.
Okay, back down to the basement. Eddie, do you surrender?
Yeah, we all surrender. The end. See you in the caravan.
Yeah, Eddie will. He'll surrender. If he could, he would probably try and bust through that false wall to just see for himself what's in there before getting captured. But if that's not possible, then he would just surrender.
Okay. The last thing you see is a wooden cudgel taking you across the face and knocking you out. As you guys basically fight the Rougarou in their home turf. And that will end the session. Okay. All right, guys.
In the most successful stealth mission of all time.
That was really successful.
That was like in Splinter Cell when it gives you the option, like you can do this mission with stealth and you just kill everyone anyways. Like that's literally what you guys just did.
I
All
mean,
right, guys.
when they all changed and looked at us, well, it's just like,
See,
I'm
going
gonna
and getting
use-
help from the Martells, not so stupid now, is it?
I'm shy. Can you guys turn around while I do my
Well,
thing?
I change. Exactly. All right, guys. We're not gonna do
It's
any
your
outro.
own,
We went a little over this time. We'll figure out the next session. As always, hope you find yourselves in your games on a roll.